I want you to pause for a moment and think, what if you were born in another family? What if you were born in another country? What if you didn't have the opportunities you've had? Would your story be the same? The truth is, it may not, because where you are right now is not because of your effort, is not because of your intelligence, is not because of your strength. It is because grace found you. Grace is the difference. Let that sink. I remember hearing a story about two friends involved in the same accident. One survived, one didn't. When the survivor was asked why, he simply said, I can't explain. It's just grace. That's how life works sometimes. Grace, undeserved kindness, steps in where your effort ends. Grace puts one person in a place while another, just as intelligent, is still searching for a meal. Paul in the Bible puts it this way: by the grace of God, I am what I am. He was saying, don't look at me and think I did this all by myself. Grace carried me. And friends, that's the truth about you and me. Grace carried us here. Grace should lead to gratitude. Now, when you realize it's grace, the right response is gratitude. I once met a woman who had gone through so much: sickness, loss, financial struggles. Yet when I asked her how she was doing, she smiled and said, I may not have everything I want, but I thank God I don't look like what I've been through. That's gratitude. Gratitude shifts your focus. Instead of saying, why don't I have so much? You start saying, wow, I already have so much. Think about this. The food on your table, someone is fasting and praying just to have that. The job you complain about, someone else is begging for that same opportunity. Gratitude doesn't ignore problems. It simply says, even in the middle of my problems, I still see God's blessings. Grace should lead to compassion, but gratitude is not enough. Grace should also lead to compassion. One day, I stopped to talk with a little boy selling sachet water on the streets, and I asked why he wasn't in school. He looked at me and said, if I don't sell today, my family won't eat tonight. That broke me. That boy didn't choose poverty. Life gave it to him. At that moment, I reminded myself, I am not better than him. I am just privileged. You see, when you know you are standing by grace, you stop looking down on others. You stop judging too quickly. Instead, you say, I am what I am, where I am by the grace of God. And that compassion changes how you treat people. You become more kinder, more patient, more generous, because you know it is grace that lifted you and it is grace that can lift them too. Personal reflection. That's why I remind myself constantly, Adiola, you are not better than anyone. You're just privileged. I say it when I feel pride creeping in. I say it when I feel like complaining. I say it when I see others struggling. Because that little reminder keeps me humble, it keeps me thankful, and it keeps me compassionate. I don't ever want to forget that everything I am, everything I have is because of grace. So my message to you today is simple but life-changing. Never forget grace. It is grace that found you, and it is grace that will sustain you. Be grateful, count your blessings. Gratitude unlocks joy. Show compassion, extend grace to others, because the same God who lifted you can use you to lift them. So the next time you're tempted to boast or complain or look down on someone else, whisper this to yourself: I am not better. I am just privileged. And grace brought me here. Thank you.